All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Court will begin with the April 29th, 2022 docket. And let me see, I see Ms. Singletary and I see Mr. Hernandez on the screen. Good morning. Can you all hear me? I guess you need to unmute.
Agustin Hernandez for petitioner Veronica Gonzalez.
All right. And Ms. Singletary. Nobody over.
I can't
hear. She's got no audio.
She can hear. We can hear her.
I don't know if you can hear me, Judge, but I can't hear anybody.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello.
I can hear you now. Good morning, everyone. We're here on the April 29th, 2022 docket.
I don't think she can hear.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I got it.
All right, there we go. We're here on P0119-22-4, Veronica Garza Gonzalez versus Benjamin Paul Hinojosa. It's a hearing on a ex parte protective order, right? That's what it is. Yeah. And Mr. Hernandez, it's your motion. I mean your application, right, sir? Well, now I don't hear Mr. Hernandez.
You are busy, please.
Judge, if I can, Nereida Lopez Singletary, Judge, I am the attorney for Mr. Benny Hinojosa, Judge. I'm just making an appearance, Judge. My client wasn't served. However, I'm happy to announce to the court that this case was mediated, Your Honor. It was settled, and as part of that settlement agreement, mother was supposed to dismiss that, Your Honor. So I can't speak on behalf of Mr. Hernandez, Judge, because we can't hear him, but I can report to the court, Judge, that this case was settled in mediation. And
mediation, okay.
Yes, and maybe we can question the client, Judge. And like I said, my client wasn't served, but I am making an appearance to inform the court that we took care of it.
All right, very good. Mr. Hernandez, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir.
All right.
We non-suited this protective order yesterday through a notice of non-suit.
Okay, so it's non-suited. That's it. It's over.
It's over, sir.
Thank you all, and congratulations for being in the case.
Yes, it was non-suited. It was non-suited, Your Honor, without prejudice, according to the mediated settlement agreement we signed on. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yes, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I believe Mr. Garza filed the MSA, Your Honor. Also,
right? It was J.R. Garza, right? Mediated.
Yes, and it was on Wednesday.
Yes, J.R. Garza.
All right, then thank you very much for that announcement. One more.
On the family law case, it's set for May the 9th.
May the 9th.
Do they need that hearing, or can everybody sign off, or?
Judge, is it May 9th, Ms. Ramirez?
Or the 16th?
Ms. Aida, I am showing a status hearing set for May the 17th at 2 p.m.
Yeah, the May 16th docket, Ms. Singletary, was reset for May 17th at 2 p.m.
Okay.
May 17th.
Yes,
however, if everybody just signs on the document, that'll do it.
Okay, and I think we can, Judge. I think we only had 2 issues that were pending, so hopefully we can get them resolved, and if not, we can just make an announcement. But I think we can get this done, Judge.
Okay. Okay, so then the May 17th, 2 p.m. is still on the docket. But if you all settle it and everybody signs on it, just submit it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
huh?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Did we ever get the jail?
We're waiting for the jail. Call the criminal docket.
Okay.
Ms. Aida, on the F case, they filed the settlement agreement under the F case. Is that right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the protective order, this case was non-suited.
Okay.
Non-suit. Oh, we're waiting in jail.
Judge, I can't hear you.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Judge.
Yeah, morning, Miss Jessica and Mr. Paco Gonzalez. Good morning, sir. We're waiting on the jail to connect.
They haven't logged on.
They haven't logged on.
I'll call Lieutenant Garza again, Judge.
We have Paco first. All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. Court will resume with the April 29th, 2022 docket. And I'm waiting on Mr. Francisco Gonzalez. His client is this one here.
I'm here, Judge.
Number 1 and number
1 and 4. That'll be Luis Osorio. Luis Osorio. Mr. Gonzalez, good morning, sir. Will your client
Morning,
need
Judge.
interpreting?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. That'll be Luis Osorio, right? Now he's got 2 cases. State, is it going to be a plea on both of them?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
All right, on Mr. Osorio.
How are you this morning, Judge?
Oh, fine. Good morning. Thank you, sir.
Judge, give me a few minutes. They're picking them up.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have some here already, but I don't have them all.
Okay.
who do they have?
Okay. Who do you have, Jeff?
I have Gonzalez, Jesse James, and Resendez.
Okay, not Denise. We can do that one. Yes, I can do Jesse James Gonzalez.
All right.
X.
This way around, Judge?
Yeah, wait a little while, Paco. All right, let's bring in Miss Nora Denise Martinez. She's got 2 cases, right? Huh? 2. 2. All right, I'm waiting on Miss Martinez.
Okay, Judge, on Jesse James, there's 2 MTRs and 1 plea.
2 MTRs and 1 plea.
Yes, sir.
Judge, if you could plead to the plea one first, then the revel afterward, Judge. Condition.
Okay, we have an open plea, right?
Yes, Judge.
Open plea. Now I got it. It'll be an open plea, and then we got the 2 revocations. We'll do the plea first. Let me just get Miss Martinez in. Okay, Miss Martinez, you need. There you go. Can you hear me, Miss Martinez? There you go.
Yes, I can.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. You have Jesse James Gonzalez, right?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Looks like it's going to be an open plea on one of them, and then 2 revocations, right?
That is correct.
All right. Jesse James Gonzalez. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down on the plea. CR 2203405D, Jesse James Gonzalez. Your charge here is a criminal mischief. Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as stated with 1. Notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as stated with 2. Waiver of Article 14 disclosure stated with 3. Waiver of risk and need assessment as stated with 4. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of his honorable court and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to call for plea guilty.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted, it'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged in CR 2203405D, State versus Jesse James Gonzalez. Recommendation, State?
Yes, and this is going to be an open plea, Judge.
Okay.
The state recommend $300 fine, 40 calls, 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail, probably for 16 months, an anger management course, 20 commercial hours, open restitution to Yesenia Perez, and the defendant is to stay away from Yesenia Perez.
Yesenia Perez?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And yes, ma'am. What were you recommending, Ms. Martinez?
Our recommendation, Your Honor, would be for a JSAT offer. We did sign plea paperwork for that on those terms as well. Mr. Gonzalez has sat in jail for longer than the 30 days, and he does have enough days to be credited for towards that charge.
Okay, so you're recommending the time
A
served on the
time
plea?
served,
On the
correct.
plea?
Yes,
Okay.
the state was not able to offer that because there was some restitution, and that's regarding a cell phone. And my understanding is the
And the
state was
drop
not in contact with the victim as it regards to the cell phone, or if she wanted to proceed with that.
And Judge, like defense counsel said, there's some restitution for the
Okay.
drywall and cell phone, and the defendant has 3 criminal mischief the last 3 years. You know,
Okay.
same victim, and you know, similar item will destroy each time.
Okay, what I can do here is folks, is keep the recommendation, and on the day of the restitution, if that is taken care of, I'll go back to a time served. So that'll be his incentive, is to take care of that cell phone in case they ask for restitution. If they don't ask for any, we'll do a time served. If they ask for some, then we're gonna have to keep it on probation until he pays that restitution, and then we can early terminate. You see, we're willing to work, but we need to take care of the victim here. So we have a date for the restitution.
May 17th, 11 a.m.
It'll be May 17th, 11 a.m. May 17th, 11 a.m. for the restitution. So
Okay.
on that day, we can make amendments to the judgment.
Okay, so we will come back on that day, Judge, and
Yes.
if the state has a statement or have not been in contact with the witness regarding the phone, then we may just waive that and go straight to a JSAT at that point.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, will do.
Okay, so then it's he's been in jail about what, 30 some days or 20 days?
I have
I think
23
it's more than that.
Okay, well, we can do 0 fine, 0 court costs, 1 year in jail, provided for 15 months, anger management, waive the community hours, and of course, open restitution to Yesenia Perez and stay away from Yesenia Perez. Okay,
Yes, Judge.
that is that judgment. Let's look at the revocations. One moment. All right, here we go. Let's see, revocations. There's 2 cases. Let me see here. CR 21-00801D, CR 21-05-463D, both of them, Jesse James Gonzalez. This is a revocation proceeding whereby the adult probation office and the DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You understand that if the court does find that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has your attorney explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated for each of the 2 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand those violations pretty well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? True or not true that you
True.
at least violated 1 condition for each of the cases?
True, Your Honor.
And are you pleading true freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer waiver of rights, consent to stipulation of evidence, and plea of true to state motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision as Exhibit 1. State also requests defendant to stipulate that he is the same defendant who was previously placed on probation.
Any objections?
No objection and so stipulated, Your Honor.
And so stipulate. Okay, very well. Without objections, so admitted. It'll be the finding of this court that Jesse James Gonzalez did violate probation in CR 21-00801D, CR 21-05-463D. Recommendations, are they identical, state?
Judge, in a way, like it's gonna be an open plea, Judge, because I mean,
Okay,
because it's dependent on the previous judgment for the the one that he pled to,
okay,
and so the state would if it was gonna place on probation, Judge, the state would recommend time served for both Revel. But if he was gonna place jail time, we would dismiss and extend, Judge.
oh, extend and, well, why don't we do that right now, right? We can do, extend and, what is it?
And if you're gonna give time served, you can always.
Right, right. We can extend the probation here on both cases. Extend probation.
How
in
much
both
longer will it
cases.
be extended to, Judge?
6
Well,
months.
it's normally for what? 6 more months?
Yes, Judge.
6 more months. However, here's the real deal here. If on May the 17th, we happen to dismiss this or make this case a time serve on the one he just pled to, then these two revocations will be dismissed.
Got you.
All
Okay.
right, so that's still pending, so to speak. Right now, it'll be extend for 6 months probation on
Okay,
both cases.
Oh, Judge.
will do.
Sorry, I'm sorry,
Yes,
Judge.
sir.
It will be dismissed and extend if he's going to be placed on, a time served on the other one, Judge. That's what we recommended. And time served if he's placed on probation on the other one.
Okay, I lost everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure I followed that, Judge.
Oh, okay, so what's the recommendation for CR 21-00801? It's to extend and what?
So it will be time served if he placed on probation on the criminal mischief, Judge.
And my understanding was that it was going to be time served for all three because he does have enough days for that. If we get time served on the original violation, which is the criminal mischief, then the other two would also be time served. I mean, he's already on probation.
We just need something to keep him monitor of him because that's the reason why I was going to dismiss and extend if he was going to place.
Okay,
Mhm.
what we can also do is do time served on the two
Right.
rows and
Correct.
leave the probation alone
Yes, Judge.
on the first one. Okay. Did you get that, Mike?
Can you repeat that one more time, Judge?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do the time served on the revocations. What? How many days in jail?
48 on the possession, Judge, and on the burglary of vehicles, 117, Judge.
Okay, 117 on one and 4 days on the other one.
48, Judge.
I'm sorry, 48. Okay, on CR 21-00801D, that'll be a 0 fine, 0 court cost, 48 days in jail, better for 48 times served. On CR 21-05463D, that'll be 0 fine, 0 court cost, 117 days in jail, better for 117 times served. And I guess we'll wait and see what happens on May 17th. Okay?
Okay, sounds perfect. So in May,
All
we're
right.
still potentially doing that time served,
Yes,
correct?
potentially, right. Let's see
Great,
what happens
sounds-
on the restitution.
Okay, and that'll be an
Okay.
announcement from the state, is that correct?
Right, the state will look for the witness and we'll put on some witness if we have to.
Okay, and if he
All right.
has to pay a certain amount, that amount will be disclosed on May 17th as well.
Okay, I guess if
Is that
before
correct?
before the 17th, if you know the amount and he pays for it, I guess the announcement is gonna be he's paid up. If he's not
Okay,
paid
so
up, we might have to
Mike,
leave him on probation.
as soon as you get an amount, Mike, if it does come to that, please send me an
Right.
email on that so I
I will.
can get with my client to work on
All
having
right.
everything ready by May 17th.
There you
I
go.
will.
All right, then. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
You may
Judge.
be
You may be
excused,
excused.
Mr. Gonzalez. You too, ma'am. Thank you.
Number
Have a great day.
7, Tracy Evans is here for Rick Flores.
Miss number 7, Tracy Evans. Give me a name here on the client. That'll be Armando Resendes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Resendez?
Resendes. That'll be Resendes.
And we're still waiting for Mr. Gonzalez's client. I don't think they brought him in.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gonzalez, we're still waiting your client. Okay. All right. Miss Tracy Evans, you're here standing in for Ricardo Flores, right, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and we're here on CR 22-03563D. I'm sorry, CR 22-03567D, Armando Flores Resendes Jr. All right. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. You're charged Class A misdemeanor, violation of protective order. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. A state offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of some court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to culpably plead guilty.
objection, Your Honor. It's agreed and stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. Recommendation, State?
Yes, Judge, the state recommend $200 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probably for 14 months, an anger management course, 20 commissioner's hours, and the defendant should stay away from Armando Resendez Senior.
Armando Senior. Do they happen to live together? Armando, do you live with your father?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then it would be no harmful contact, right? No harmful contact with Armando Senior. All right. And he's been in jail 20-some days? Right, about 23?
About, Judge.
Yeah. All right, no fine, no court costs, 1 year in jail, suspended for 14 months, anger management, no community hours. That'll be waived.
And it's my understanding he's also on probation for something else. We just asked that it run concurrent with that.
Correct. And if they do run concurrent with any other probation, he'll only be charged 1 supervision fees, okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Descendez. You're excused. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
You too, man. Bye-bye. Okay, who we're gonna?
I don't know.
Who do you have next, Jill?
We have Osario. Luis.
Osario? Oh, that's
Paco.
And
Paco. Okay. You ready, Paco? Luis Osario? Let me see, Mr. Gonzalez. You ready, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, sir. It's 2
Good morning,
cases,
Judge.
and it'll be 2 pleas, right?
Yes, Judge.
All right, here we go. Luis Enrique de Leon Osorio. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have 2 cases, Mr. Osorio. Let me see here. That's the first one, CR 20-06-706D, possession of a controlled substance, Class B. And then CR 21-08-631D, Luis Osorio, Class B, possession of marijuana. Each case is a Class B misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
Crazy by a doctor?
No.
All right. You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation when you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes.
All right. And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very well. State?
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report, Exhibit 1, notification, certification of defendant right of appeal, Exhibit 2, waiver Article 14 disclosure, Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate in the venue and jurisdiction of its honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to cover plea guilty.
No objection as to both cases, Your Honor, so stipulated as both cases.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Recommendations, are they identical, Mike?
They're both time served, Judge, but different amount of days.
Oh, okay, very well. The first one, CR 20-06-706D.
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 24 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 24 days.
Waive the fine and court costs, time served. Second one, CR 21-08-631D. Yes, sir?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 180 days.
180 for 180?
Yes, Judge.
Court will hereby waive the fine and court costs, time served. So, Mr. Osorio, for both cases, time served. Okay, sir? That'll do it. You're excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you,
Have
Paco.
you excused.
Have a good day. You're excused, sir. Thank you.
Have a good weekend, Judge.
You too. Have a good weekend. What do we need them? Mr. Trejo?
Mr. Trejo, his client has 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Trejo, Angel Gonzalez?
8 cases.
Good morning, Judge. Yes, ready for a plea, Judge.
Yes, sir. Good morning. All right. I understand there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. State, is it going to be a plea on all 8?
No, Judge, it will be plea on, let me see, I think. Shoot, okay. On 5 of them, Judge.
On 5 of them? All right, you want to give me the cost numbers?
Okay, he's gonna be pleading on to the, let me see. On the theft, Judge.
CR 22-03-583.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, which
And
next one?
And he's gonna plead to one of the burglary vehicles, Judge.
Which one?
Well, he's gonna be pleading to all the burglary vehicle, Judge.
All of them? Okay, we got all of them. I got here, well, this one and this one and all of them.
And then he has 2 POMs.
And those are dismissed, Judge. Will be dismissed.
Okay, so all of the, so he'll be pleading to all of the burglary vehicles.
Number 6 and 8 will be dismissed.
And 6 and 8 to be dismissed. There you go. But it'll be the theft and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burglary vehicles. Is that correct? All right. And we do have a restitution hearing for any of the burglaries. It'll be May 17th, 11 o'clock. May 17th, 11 o'clock. All right, let's do the pleas here. Let's start with, well, here, it'll be 9 through 14, right? Please raise your right hand. Angel Gonzalez, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases that you're going to plead to, and 2 are going to get dismissed. CR 20. Do I hear?
It's the gym.
Oh,
They're talking.
I'll do with me here. CR 22-03-583D. Angel Gonzalez, theft class B misdemeanor. CR 22-03-584D. CR 22-03-585D. CR 22-03-586D. CR 22-03-587D. And CR 22-03-588D. All of them, State of Texas versus Angel Gonzalez. All of them are Class A misdemeanors. On the Class B, the potential penalty can be up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. On the Class A's, each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir? He needs to unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you understand that for each case you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all 6 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1. Notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2. Waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure as Exhibit 3. Waiver of risk and need assessment as Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of the honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to culpably plead guilty.
We have no objection, so agreed and stipulated, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all 6 cause numbers. Recommendations, you want to do the first one, CR 22-03-583D?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge. The state recommend $200 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, probate for 14 months, a theft course, a drug education course, 20 commercial hours, and $200 restitution to Vila Davila.
Say the name again.
Vila Davila.
Vila Davila?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, $200. Okay. And then, all right, let me hear the other ones and we'll go from there. CR 22-03-584D.
Okay, Judge. All of the burglary vehicle like has the same recommendation except for one of them, Judge.
Okay.
Would you like me to read the one that's not the same, Judge?
Okay, I'm hearing so much background noise. I didn't really hear what you were saying.
They're all the same except for one. I guess he can give you the one that is not.
Give me the one that is not the same. One of these ones does not belong here. Give me that one.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah. Give me that one. Yeah.
It's for CR 22-03588D, Judge. That one's not my building.
8D, that's okay. That's the one that doesn't belong here. Which one is it? Okay, CR 22-03588D. What is that one?
Yes, Judge. The state recommends $200 fine, court costs, 1 year her dog account jail, probably for 14 months, a theft course, a drug education course, 20 commercial hours, and open restitution to Teresa Alvarez.
Okay, I heard the last name, but
Teresa, I think it's
Teresa Alvarez. Teresa Alvarez. Okay, on this second one, then no fine, no court cost, no community hours, open restitution to Teresa Alvarez, and of course that is going to be on May 17th, 11 a.m. Okay, and you know what? And no fees either. No supervision fees on this one, because everything's going to be intact. On the first case, on the Class B misdemeanor, that's $200 fine plus court costs, 180 over 14 months probation, theft class, drug class, no community hours, and restitution $200 to Pila Davila. So what's the other? We have left 1, 2, the other 4. Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 14 days in the dog account jail, credit for 14 days, Judge.
Okay, for each case, right, sir?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so for the other 4, CR 22-03-584D, 85D, 86D, and 87D, all of those are going to be 0 fine, 0 court costs, 14 for 14 time serve. Now, Mr. Trejo, did you get all of that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, we're left with 2 more. Yes, state.
Yes, Judge. On CR 22-3D, Judge, and on CR 22-03582D, Judge, that will be dismissed with the aforementioned pleas, Judge.
Court will hereby dismiss CR 22-03463D, CR 22-03582D, both of them, Angel Isael Gonzalez. Both cases are hereby dismissed. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, did you get all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to be placed on probation for 14 months, and good luck with that probation. But we have to come back on May the 17th to see if there is restitution owing to anybody else, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything on, Mr. Trejo? You may be excused. Have a great day. Is that it? All right, thank you.